All right, so I've had an endless stream of videos here from both the Breaking Point's New Hampshire Republican focus group, but also from Michael Schur of the Young Turks going to a Trump rally and talking to all the MAGA supporters. So here we got a good one. Michael Schur is going to dive into the indictments, and he's going to give these Trump supporters a scenario of like, hey, should an indictment disqualify a president from running? And, you know, he's going to frame it around, let's say Biden gets indicted for corruption involving Hunter. Should that disqualify him? So it's sort of like a little bit of a clever trick question, because if they say yes to that, it's like, okay, well then why don't Trump's 4 indictments disqualify him? But anyway, let's dive into it. There's a lot of good material in here.
If Joe Biden were indicted for using undue influence to help his son Hunter, would that bother you?
If he was indicted? No, he needs to be in jail just like Hunter.
Would it disqualify him from the presidency if he were indicted?
I would hope he'd just go straight to jail because of, I believe he's guilty. He's the big guy.
What about President Trump, who has been indicted 4 times?
Yeah, that's all just the Democrats just playing their games, like the impeachments and the January 6th. I mean, all that was just...
What was January 6th? You're shaking your head about January 6th.
Well, the Democrats did it, Nancy Pelosi, and, Trump had nothing to do with that. It was all planned.
So this is the old canard of, bro, Antifa actually did January 6th. That was all the Democrats just trying to make Republicans look bad. These same people, by the way, in the next breath will be like, actually, January 6th was based. Wait, what is it? Is January 6th based and it's done by your people, or is it done by the Democrats and it's bad? They try to have it both ways at the same time. I love how he doesn't skip a beat when he's asked about indictments. He's like, well, yeah, of course, Biden should be in jail. Okay, well, what about the indictments against Trump? Witch hunt. Total fake. Yeah, oh my God. Look, I said it before, I'll say it again. I have no problem with the investigation into Hunter Biden. I think there was a lot of corruption going on there. It seems very apparent. So yeah, throw the book at him. Go after him. No problem with it whatsoever. But also, go after Trump. It's very weird when people bring up the like, oh my God, you're going after a former president, banana republic, And a lot of these same people, used to be on the page of like, we need to go after George W. Bush and Dick Cheney for war crimes. Yeah, that's going after a former president. How about we just uphold the law regardless of where it leads us, because number one is a matter of principle and justice, and number two, it might actually prevent powerful people from committing as many crimes. All right, let's continue.
Where was that? Where has that been, adjudicated?
Yeah, there's certain pages you can follow on Telegram, and people, if you follow the right people, they're telling what's happening behind the scenes. Do
you believe in QAnon?
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh man, I'm laughing, but this is genuinely scary. Like, I don't know what percentage it is of the public now that's just like ingesting fake news at a record pace, but I imagine it is way too many. Because to say so with such certainty, of course I believe in QAnon. It's like, it doesn't even occur to him like that might be embarrassing. Like, that's kind of like socially awkward. Everybody's gonna look at you like you're a freak. Doesn't even occur to him. He's like, well, obviously. Which implies to me that like him and everybody he knows is kind of into it, right? Or he's got some people who are in the same boat as him. Terrifying.
I follow. Yeah.
And is Q part of the reason why you're here today?
No. Just our country needs to get rid of the corruption in our government.
But the 91 charges against Trump, that's not an attempt to get rid of the corruption. That's witch hunt. I don't know, man. When a guy tries to steal an election that he lost by 7 million votes and does a fake elector slate to defraud the U.S. government, that seems sort of corrupt to me.
A lot of people were saying that former President Trump was using undue influence, which is corruption, in Georgia to try and flip the results of that race in 2020. How do you feel about that?
I believe I've watched the tapes where they did hide ballots under the counters and tables, and I've seen it all. I mean,
even though in court they said that isn't really what happened.
Yeah, but that's you got Democratic judges and stuff that are running that stuff. So,
and Trump appointed judges too, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but
if Biden.
He's like, it's the damn Democrat judges. He's like, actually, a lot of these cases were overseen not just by Republican judges, but by Trump-appointed Republican judges. And he's like, all right, yep.
Indicted, say, as you suggest, for facilitating Hunter Biden's advancement in business, exerting any kind of influence he could. Do you think that should disqualify him from the presidency?
I think his mental capacity should disqualify him for the
presidency. But specifically what I just asked, though.
Yes. If you're found guilty, just because you're charged, no. But found guilty, yes.
So if Trump is found guilty before the election, do you think he should be disqualified?
Not with a jury and a judge and lawyers and everything in these liberal cities, because he's being set up, and I don't buy it.
I love it. I love it. They're not even trying to be consistent, right? If Biden is found guilty, he shouldn't be able to run. If Trump is found guilty, he should be able to run. It's just, I can't, man. I don't even know why I bother covering politics. This is crazy.
Whether they find you put a trial in Ohio for him for the same charges, then maybe I'd believe whatever the outcome was.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Nope. Nope. You'd find an excuse. Like, Ohio elected Sherrod Brown as senator, who's a Democrat, so it's therefore, by some metrics, a blue state, doesn't count. You'd find a way. They always do.
There's a lot of Trump-appointed judges and prosecutors who are involved in this too, right?
Doesn't matter. They bought out. They sold out.
So that's how it works. Yeah, they're either Democrats doing a witch hunt, or if they're Republicans, they sold out to the Democrats, and it's still a witch hunt. So none of it matters. It doesn't matter. And this is what we saw in the indictments, right? You had Bill Barr, the Department of Justice, Republican secretaries of state, Republican governors, various Trump legal experts and attorneys who were in the administration, the heads of various agencies, all Republicans, Trump Republicans, all of them telling him, no, you didn't win the election, you lost it, give it up, this is stupid, this is crazy, and he just fished for the answer he wanted, and he got it from idiots like Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, who's drunk 24/7, and he ended up going on their advice. And these people, well, good, I'm glad he didn't listen to the 795 people who told him that you can't do this, because they're all sellouts, even though they're not. Even though they hate the Democrats, they're still sellouts to the Democrats. It's just, they're working backwards from their conclusion, which is like Donald Trump is a god among men.
I can't even think of his name, but the head honcho that started all this, he looks like a freaking KGB guy, please.
Did the indictments against him matter to you?
No.
If President Biden were indicted for unduly influencing so that it helped his son Hunter, would you think he should be indicted?
Yes.
I'm not even going to say anything about this guy. It would be too mean.
You think that should disqualify him from the presidency?
Yes.
But why the indictments against Trump not disqualifying him, but yes, indictments for Biden and disqualifying him?
Because Biden's a liar, and I don't believe in him.
But do you understand that it's the same, like an indicted president or former president? You can't, they both would be considered liars if they're convicted, right?
Maybe. Depends on who's running against who.
Notice this guy's shirt is supposed to be a fuck your feelings shirt. And it's so funny because what I get from everything he's saying is all of my support for Trump and my hatred of Biden. It's just feelings. He couldn't name one policy Trump did and one policy Biden did. Not one. So his shirt here is a perfect, like, I would say to him what his shirt says to us. Fuck your feelings, right? Like, you're doing all this based on vibes. Your politics is all based on vibes and feelings. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care. I care about policy and substance. And clearly you've just overlooked all of that.
Let's say he used undue influence to help his son Hunter out, and it turns out that
He did.
Well, I'm doing it in a hypothetical. We don't know that. You don't know, and I don't know. But let's say it in a hypothetical. If it were to have happened, and he was indicted, would that disqualify him from the presidency?
Should.
But 4 indictments against President Trump don't disqualify him?
Well, they're just after him because he's going to beat him.
It's too perfect. There's no notes. There's no notes. This all speaks for itself.
But who's after him then?
Huh? The Democrats.
Just the Democrats. Okay, thanks. If President Biden were indicted for using undue influence to help his son Hunter, do you think that would disqualify him from running for president?
I don't know. It looks like Joe's in deep. Joe's in way deep.
It's becoming pretty clear that there were some high crimes and misdemeanors as far as bribery and things like that. So if that's the case, and he's proven guilty in an impeachment trial or something like that, then certainly that would disqualify him.
What's the difference between what that would do for Biden versus Trump?
For one thing, I don't believe Trump is going to be found guilty of any of the charges. I think they're trumped up charges. So I don't think he's going to be found guilty. I would support him even if he is found guilty. So
would that disqualify him from the presidency?
Joe Biden with his 20-some shell companies, him on tape with the Burisma deal. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He is so corrupt, it's not even funny.
But should he be disqualified from the presidency for what he did?
You know what? As far as I'm concerned, Joe Biden, he doesn't know whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Sunday. And let him run. I really don't care. I mean, he's not running our country anyway. It's Obama, it's Soros, it's the deep state that's running our country.
Where was that proven?
Where was that proven?
Yeah, in other words, that there's this thing
Joe
called the deep
Biden,
state.
I don't know if it was proven or not. I can't say that, but you probably know in your heart of hearts that Joe Biden is not running our country.
All right, there you go. I mean, it all speaks for itself. God help us. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.